Today on SoKY Sunrise.
Adventures of Mammoth Cave. In this week's SoKY's Choice, we try out all kinds of high-adventure activities from zip lining to rock climbing. We'll show you more.
Plus, looking for weekend plans? We'll have the details on a free event taking place this weekend in Glasgow.
Then, we'll feature one local woman looking to share her passion of books in this week's Hidden Heroes.
SoKY Sunrise starts right now.
Live from the German-American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green, this is SoKY Sunrise on WNKY NBC 40.
Good morning, SoKY Sunrisers. Today is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. I'm your host, Joshi.
And I'm Lexi Schweinert, joined by SoKY, of course, every Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, today is National Onion Rings Day. First off, do you like onion rings, Lexi?
I do love onion rings. I told you I just got them Saturday, and I brought them home, and I left them out on my counter all night, so I didn't get to eat them the next day.
Obviously you don't like them that much because you didn't finish them all up on Saturday.
I forgot, but I know you don't like them because can you explain to everyone?
Well, it's not that I don't like them. I hate onion rings. And my biggest issue with them is when you bite into an onion ring, the breading and the onion always get separated.
Yes, but that's like part of the whole process.
No, it's like I like other ways of eating onions. Anyways, I did some research into onion rings. They don't really know who created them or when they originated, but there's one recipe that dates back to 1802, which may be the original one.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, very long ago. Let's check in with Darius this morning. And Darius, I want to say happy birthday. This is what number? It's 24, right?
24.
Why did no one told me until just now? What?
Yeah, it's Darius'
Are you
birthday.
kidding? Are you guys asleep? Like, why did no one tell me?
Well, I don't know. But anyways, happy
birthday, Darius.
What's happening with the forecast today?
Well, thank you. And actually, that's fascinating that the recipe dates back to 1802 for onion rings. That's pretty fascinating.
long time ago.
Yeah, anyway, for today, we're actually getting in with nice weather compared to yesterday where we tracked in those showers and storms out there. So I guess that's a nice birthday gift for me. And in fact, on our Cicero Grove Tower cam, we're actually getting in with mostly sunny skies to start off this morning. And as far as temperatures are concerned, we're actually cool below our morning low, average morning lows for this time of year, into the upper 50s to lower 60s to start off this morning. But we're headed for a nice, refreshed, cool feel. That's all courtesy of those northerly winds flowing in right now from the northwest. As far as radar is concerned, we are dry, and that's all courtesy of high pressure that is in control, and that will keep us nice and dry for the next few days. Skip says it's a nice and refreshing feel out there. It looks like he's cheesing in it, enjoying this nice weather out there. How long does this nice weather stick around? I'll have that coming up later in the show, guys.
Thank you so much, Darius. Well, a new manufacturing plant in Bowling Green is set to soon create nearly 300 jobs in South Central Kentucky. Fruhoff, one of the world's largest semi-truck manufacturers, is opening up a facility in Bowling Green. As of now, this facility will be the company's only U.S.-based location. The company is expected to invest over $12 million and create more than 288 jobs. The economic impact of this project is expected to exceed $1.8 billion over the next decade.
Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Ron Bunch says that our region can expect more jobs to arise from this investment further down the line. If you're looking to apply for a job at Fruhoff, reach out to the Regional Workforce Board as they are taking applicant names.
All right, now let's take a look at some national headlines this morning in our News Express.
And for our first national story this morning, the Supreme Court ruled yesterday that the NCAA went too far in blocking some education-related aid for student athletes. The court said the NCAA violated antitrust laws when it limited the amount students could receive for musical instruments, scientific equipment, postgraduate scholarships, tutoring, academic awards, and paid internships. The ruling did not, however, address the contentious issue of whether student athletes can be paid. The NCAA said it would consider this month whether student athletes can be compensated for the use of their names and images, allowing them to benefit from endorsements and social media marketing. The sports governing body faces growing pressure from state legislators over the issue. More than a dozen have already passed laws allowing college athletes to be paid for their use of their names and images, and 7 of those laws take effect in July.
And staying in Washington, the fight for D.C. statehood continues today at the U.S. Capitol as proponents prepare to make their case in front of a Senate committee. The hearing before the Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs is scheduled for later this morning. It will be only the second time ever the Senate has held a D.C. statehood hearing. Longtime delegate for D.C. Eleanor Holmes Norton told a House committee back in March that, quote, Congress can no longer allow D.C. residents to be sidelined in the democratic process. However, many in the GOP are opposed to the push for statehood, with some stating that the hearing is all about creating 2 new Democratic seats in the Senate.
And in other news this morning, the U.S. northern and southern borders will stay shut to non-essential travel until at least July 21st. The restrictions at the U.S. land borders with Canada and Mexico were first enacted in March of 2020. Prompted by the coronavirus pandemic. They're set to expire yesterday, but the Department of Homeland Security announced a 30-day extension on Sunday after Canadian leaders announced their own extension Friday. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau insisting the border with Canada will remain largely shut until 75% of Canadians get their first shot of a 2-dose vaccine and 20% have both shots. Working group meetings between the 3 nations were held last week and are expected to happen about every 2 weeks.
And an effort to move forward on a voting rights bill is expected to hit a wall in the U.S. Senate today. Tracy Potts explains.
A vote is happening in the U.S. Senate this afternoon on whether to move forward on voting rights, a bill known as the For the People Act. It expands voter registration, early voting, and tightens rules around election security, interference, finance, and ethics.
We don't expect there to be a magical 10 votes.
10 Republicans, that's required just to move things forward, and that won't happen today. The parties united against it, so this bill may never come up for debate. The real question is how many Democrats agree. A handful have said publicly they want 60 votes, support from both parties, just to debate.
That is nowhere to be found in the Constitution. And it just became a tool for obstruction.
Republicans argue Democrats have used the 60-vote rule before.
The same Senate rule a Democratic minority had used with abandon was now somehow a racist relic.
Are you afraid to debate it? Do you not have any good arguments?
A compromise voting rights bill introduced by Democrat Joe Manchin also failed to get Republican support. So after today, it may be back to square one. Black Voters Matter activists are headed to Washington today to push for a voting rights law. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Thank you, Tracy. And coming up on the other side of the break, some celebs are receiving posthumous recognition. We'll explain up next in Trending.
But before we go, let's take a live look outside at the Smiths Grove Tower Cam. We saw some scattered storms yesterday, but it should be nice and clear today. Meteorologist Darius Mack will have a full look at your forecast when we return.
The time is now about 6:10 a.m. Welcome back to your Feel Good Wake Up Show, and thanks for choosing SoKY Sunrise to start your morning. I'm meteorologist Darius Mack, and temperature-wise, we're starting off with a nice, refreshed, cool feel out there. Temperatures ranging into the upper 50s to lower 60s. We're sitting at 61 degrees at the Bowling Green Regional Airport. We got that dew point at 56 degrees. We'll be watching those dew points, though, as we're actually headed for a nice, refreshed, cool feel later on into the day today as well. Temperature-wise, across southern and central Kentucky, we're into the upper 50s to lower 60s as mentioned, and it's an unseasonably cool start to the morning as well, and that's all courtesy of those winds that are flowing in from the north and west. We got a light calm wind this hour, but we'll expect those winds to pick up to right about 10 miles an hour as we head later through the day today. As far as radar is concerned, we are nice and dry. That's all courtesy of an area of high pressure that is just off towards our north and west. There's that cold front that did bring in the showers and storms yesterday, so not only did that usher in rain, but it's also ushering in the refreshingly cool feel as we head later into the day today. And temperature trend as we head into the next few days, we're actually below normal for today. Our normal for this time of year for highs is right about 88 degrees. So we're below normal for the next few days, and then we're heading towards near normal high temperatures as we head later into the week. As far as the muggy tracker goes, we're nice and comfortable for the next couple of days as well. The humidity returns, though, as we head later into the week, especially as we head into your Friday, and that's also going to be included with rain chances returning as well. So the summertime feel does return, but enjoy this nice refreshing feel as we head in for the next few days. Temperatures not making a run out of the 70s this afternoon. There's that area of high pressure that will be right across the Ohio River Valley. As we head later into the overnight time frame, lows dipping down into the low to mid 50s. I think some spots, as considering that we will have mostly clear skies and we won't have any heat trapped from the daytime heating of the day, we can see those low temperatures dropping into the low to mid 50s. As we head into your Wednesday, though, we're going to be seeing some warmer temperatures as we head into your Wednesday, but we're still running below normal with highs into the lower 80s with mostly sunny skies, but a nice refreshed feel once again as we're not tracking any muggy conditions as we head into your Wednesday. Now Thursday is when we do track some changes, as we'll actually expect more seasonable temperatures returning back into the forecast. But for today, temperatures into the mid and upper 70s. It's a cool day, winds from the north at about 10 miles an hour. For tonight, temperatures into the low to mid 50s, clear skies. Winds are going to be light and calm remaining from the north. Now your 7-day forecast did mention we see those seasonable temperatures returning by Thursday. We're into the mid and upper 80s. Rain chances return for your Food Truck Friday, but we are actually trending drier, so it looks like we could possibly hold off for the Food Truck Friday event. And as we head even later into the week, we're still holding on to temperatures in the mid and upper 80s for highs. Lows in the 50s tonight, but then gradually getting back up into the 70s throughout the rest of the week. And now we go to Tate and Lexi with What's Trending.
Thank you so much, Darius. And we are very excited to give you this first look at what's trending this morning.
I will start us off. Nipsey Hussle and Carrie Fisher will be granted posthumous stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce announced the late rapper and late actress are part of the Walk of Fame class of 2022. Hussle was well known in the hip-hop industry when the 33-year-old was killed in a shooting back in 2019. Fisher, who played the iconic Princess Leia in the Star Wars franchise, was 60 years old when she died after having heart issues on an airplane in 2016. 36 other people will receive new stars on the Walk of Fame for their work in movies, TV, music, theater, or sports.
Now, this is the story all about how his life got turned upside down. Will Smith is ready to tell you all about it in his new memoir. The book called Will is due out November 9th. Smith recently shared the cover art for his life story on Instagram. The actor/rapper says he worked on writing it for more than 2 years. It starts with his life in West Philadelphia, the neighborhood where he was born and raised, just as the song describes. Smith was still a teenager when his single, Parents Just Don't Understand, was released. He quickly went on to superstardom as an actor on television with the hit series The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Smith then moved to the big screen to star in films like Bad Boys, Men in Black, and Pursuit of Happiness, all while continuing his career as a rapper, which has earned him 4 Grammy Awards.
I like how you kind of sang that, you know, give a little spice to the story.
Just a little singing.
And in more entertainment news, Netflix has just scored a deal with one of Hollywood's premier directors. Steven Spielberg's production studio announced a new partnership with the streaming service. Amblin Partners will produce multiple new feature films each year for Netflix. Netflix and Amblin did not say how long the multi-year deal would last, nor if Spielberg would direct any of the films. Financial details were also not disclosed. Spielberg has directed some of the most beloved and successful films in history, including Jaws, Jurassic Park, E.T., and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And now to our last trending story for this first set of stories. A streaming comedy series about a football coach out of his depth has earned the prestigious Peabody Award. Video of star Jason Sudeikis accepting the award and fellow SNL alum Will Ferrell presenting it was posted on the Peabody website. The series, Ted Lasso, is about a football coach from Kansas hired to coach a British soccer team. He doesn't realize the disgruntled owner hired him to sink the team, but Lasso goes on to win hearts and games with deep kindness, hard work, and charming optimism. The Peabody organization says the series shows the character, quote, affecting change by being a deeply good human being. It also praises the show for, quote, offering the perfect counter to the enduring prevalence of toxic masculinity both on screen and off.
All right, guys, that does it for our first round of trending this morning.
But don't go anywhere. We have an all-new Living Well right after this quick commercial break. Welcome back to SoKY Sunrise. We have some interesting health stories to share with you this morning.
That's right. A daughter from Indiana gave her father a very special gift. For the last 3 years, her dad was suffering from kidney failure. So she went through months of testing to become a kidney donor for her dad.
Lauren Kostick shares their story and tells us why more living donors are needed.
George and his daughter Jordan have a special bond.
We're interested in, the same types of movies and music.
And wanting to help others.
He takes care of everybody, whether it's his family or his soccer team or the kids at his school.
But this time, someone else was looking out for him.
My life has been extended, and it's all due to my daughter.
In 2018, George had no energy during a family vacation. When he arrived home, he found out he had stage 2 kidney failure. At the time, Jordan was in New York City.
And so to see him go through that, and only being home for the holidays or in the summer every once in a while, it was tough.
So she contacted the transplant team at Ascension St. Vincent, her dad having no idea.
I didn't even ask permission. I was just like, hey, just send me a link so I can get this started.
After months of testing, Jordan was officially a match for her father. And in May, they had a successful surgery.
And so I often think about, how lucky I am to be able to donate to my dad, because there's so many people who are waiting for treatment every day and so many people waiting for that life-saving match.
And since the pandemic, kidney donors have declined, making it even more important to donate.
Living donation is alive and well. Even though there are challenges of the pandemic, it is something that is still actively ongoing. And you don't just help the recipient that's getting your kidney, but you also spare a kidney on the deceased donor pool that can then go to someone else.
And for George and Jordan, they have big plans. He will be visiting her in New York City for the first time after not being able to travel during the last 3 years.
He's just missed out so much on not only his life, but mine as well.
But now he doesn't have to, all thanks to his daughter.
Thank you for that story, Lauren. All right, everybody stick around because we are going on an adventure. After the break, we'll head to just outside Mammoth Cave National Park for some zip lining, horseback riding, and more.
But first, let's party. Here's today's SoKY's Birthday Club, which today includes our very own Darius Mack, who's turning 24.
Mammoth Cave National Park. There is so much fun stuff to do, lots of outdoorsy activities, and that's why today we are at Adventures of Mammoth Cave. It's a privately owned property just outside of Mammoth Cave National Park. They have so many wonderful activities here. You can see peeking up above my head, they have a new ropes course that's huge. They got a tower, a climbing wall, tons of fun stuff. We're gonna try out everything they got today. The first of the many adrenaline-pumping activities I tried out was zip lining. The park has 5 zip lines that vary in height, size, and speed, with one zip line even reaching top speeds of nearly 55 miles per hour. And of course, the park staff guide the zip lining tours, ensuring fun and safety.
It's a full-service tour. We send you, we catch you. In the middle, you gotta scream real loud and have some fun for us. We can't do that for you. If you just let loose and you come out here and have a good time, we'll take care of all the tough stuff.
Before I could channel my inner Tarzan and go traveling from tree to tree, I got geared up and was given a quick safety briefing.
How's everything feel?
All feels good. One more Superman check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There
It's a
it
bird. It's a plane. It's a zip liner.
Hey man, it's steel, baby.
The tour started with me getting clipped in, and before I knew it, I was flying through the trees and doing my best to internalize the phrase zip on and smile. Throughout the tour, the staff encouraged me, served as my brakes, and even showed off while trying to teach me some fun moves.
Let's go.
And eventually we made our way to the most intense zip on the property. The biggest zip line you guys got, that's this one right here. How high is it?
It's
the moneymaker, man. You hit about the midway point out there, you're gonna be 100 feet in the air. You're gonna hold that for about 85 yards, so definitely get a good look around, check the scenery out.
This is where I'm gonna be hitting that at 50 so miles an hour, right?
Anywhere from 50, close as you can to get to 55. Oh yeah, so you're thinking 52, 53 miles an hour, man. Wind's gonna be in your hair for sure.
And just as Mike suggested, I did my best to take in the scenery while zipping right by it. And interestingly, the zipline tour was full of more than just zip lines. There were sky bridges that I enjoyed bouncing across, and even vertical climbs to get to zipline platforms. After finishing up the last of the 5 zips, we got a ride out of the woods and to the ropes course. And the next challenge that caught my eye was the park's new rock climbing wall. I first watched on as the park staff showed me how to scale the wall, but unfortunately for me, I could only make it about 1/3 of the way up the wall before auto-belaying back down to ground level.
Makes you appreciate the ground so much more. Oh yeah.
Next, it was time to conquer the high ropes course, which honestly seemed quite challenging despite how easy the staff made it look. I clipped in and very cautiously made my way across the first challenge. And as you at home can see, I was on the verge of losing my balance the entire time. But once I made it across and started the second module, I actually did lose my balance and I was in need of some help. Eventually, the staff assisted me back to the ground. Next up, the drop tower, the one adventure I had actually been treading since the beginning of the day. I've got to be perfectly honest, the only thing here that kind of freaks me out is the drop tower. So, what do you tell people in that 10 minutes when they're pacing back and forth up there to convince them to actually want to go down?
Well, the first thing I tell them is once we get up there, I'm gonna strap you in so you're ready to go. Don't ever feel like, Mike, I'm ready. Because when you get that thought in your head and you're ready to jump, you gotta be able to jump.
I know you already told me, but how high are we again?
Right now, you're about to walk out, sitting about 65 feet in the air. You're suspended from 70. So when you step, that's 15 to 20 feet of free fall.
I'm pretty nervous, but here's what I gotta say. I already failed at the challenge course. This one I probably can't fail, right? All you do is walk and fall.
Yeah, it's fail-proof, man.
You're meant to fall on this one.
Exactly. The jumpers ready?
The last experience I tried out was horseback riding. The park offers horseback riding tours through the woods, giving visitors another unique way to explore the area. I, of course, hopped up on a horse and took it for a spin. The only thing I could say is, horses, man, this guy goes! Thanks for watching this week's SoKY's Choice. For information on their hours of operation, you can visit our website. That's WNKY.com. Just wait for the conclusion of this morning's show. Lexi, did you have a favorite one of those activities you saw me trying that maybe you want to try out?
Well, I'm just so jealous. You look like you had the best time and I was not invited on the shoot. We're going to have to go back.
It was very much the best time. The one that I didn't spend that much time on was the horseback riding, and you're actually like a real horseback rider, right?
I used to be. I used to take lessons and stuff, and I want to get back into it now that I'm in Kentucky, but I'm just so jealous. That's all I can say.
I kind of lost control of that horse at the end, so maybe I'll have to bring you with on that one, so you can kind of teach me how to control it better. Yes. All right, everyone, stay tuned. We have another check on your forecast coming up next.
Live from the German-American Bank Studio in downtown Bowling Green, this is SoKY Sunrise on WNKY NBC 40.
Welcome back to SoKY Sunrise. The time is now 6:32 a.m. Still to come this morning, we'll talk about tubes, tunes, and barbecue taking place in Glasgow this weekend.
Plus, will feature one local woman looking to share her passion in this week's Hidden Heroes.
But before we get to any of those stories, let's send things back over to meteorologist Darius Mack for a quick look at the forecast. What's happening, Darius?
Thank you, Tage. As we're kicking off the second half of your Feel Good Wake Up Show, we're getting in with sunshine and cool conditions out there. A crisp, cool feel out there this morning as temperatures are into the upper 50s to lower 60s across the area. We're currently at 61 degrees here in Bowling Green and also sitting at 58 degrees in Woodbury and Brownsville and also to Russellville this hour. Those winds are flowing in from the north, giving us that nice, refreshing, cool feel. And as we go through the day today, we're actually going to see really pleasant temperatures, or feel really pleasant temperatures, I should say. We are dry on radar. That's all courtesy of high pressure. Temperature-wise, we're heading towards the 70s, and we're not actually getting out of the 70s today with mostly sunny skies. How long does this nice weather stick around? I'll have that answer coming up in the next little bit. Tage and Lexi.
Thank you so much, Darius. Well, we have some exciting news to share this morning. A former Bowling Green hot rod star is officially heading to the big show. Back on Sunday, the Tampa Bay Rays announced that they will be calling up shortstop Wander Franco. The switch hitter has dominated at the AAA level this season with a batting average of .315, 7 home runs, and 35 RBIs.
Franco, of course, spent 3 months with the Hot Rods in 2019 before getting called up to High A ball. The 20-year-old phenom will join the Rays in Tampa later today as they kick off a 3-game series against division rival Boston Red Sox.
All right, everyone, stick around. After the break, we'll have another full check on your forecast.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Wake Up Show. Here's another check of your full forecast. I'm meteorologist Darius Mack. We're starting off unseasonably cool for this morning. We're actually running at least 5 degrees below our normal morning low time temperature for this time of year, which is right about 66 degrees. We're currently sitting at 61 degrees at the Bowling Green Regional Airport, the dew point at 56. And actually those dew points today are going to be quite comfortable, and we're not going to expect any muggy conditions today. It's because we are expecting a nice refreshed feel. Temperature-wise, to start off across southern and central Kentucky, we're into the upper 50s to lower 60s, and that's all courtesy of these winds that are flowing in from the north. We'll expect those winds to pick up to about 10 miles an hour as we head later in throughout the day. We are dry right now, and that is going to be the trend. That's all courtesy of high pressure that is in control and giving us that nice refreshing northerly breeze. There's that cold front that moved through yesterday, bringing in the scattered showers and storms. But not only did that usher in the rain, it's also ushering in the refreshingly cool feel behind that. Temperature trend as we head in for the next 5 days. Our normal high temperature is right about 88 degrees for this time of year. We're running at least more than 10 degrees below our average for the high today, but we are going to be seeing those temperatures near normal as we head later throughout the rest of the week. As far as the muggy tracker goes, we're nice for the next couple of days. Humid conditions, though, return as we head into your Thursday, and then the muggy feel returning as we head even throughout your weekend. And we're also going to be tracking the storm chances returning as well. That's all courtesy of a summertime pattern that is going to be taking up shape later into the week. But for today, it's really nice out there. Thermometers not making a run out of the 70s. A nice, crisp, refreshing feel for the day today. Temperatures dropping down into the 60s and then even upper 50s to even lower 50s as we head in through the overnight hours for your morning lows to start off on your Wednesday. As we head throughout your Wednesday, we're going to see those winds shift in from the east. We're slightly warmer for your Wednesday, but still running below normal for this time of year as we'll head into the lower 80s for highs with mostly sunny skies, still giving us a nice refreshed feel. But we'll notice some changes as we head into your Thursday. That's when the humidity ramps up. We see those winds shifting in from the south and east, and we're going to be headed for some more seasonable weather as we head in for your Thursday. Now, as we go through the day today into the 70s, a nice refreshing cool day, winds from the north at about 10 miles an hour. Your 7-day forecast, we're seeing those temperatures into the 70s today and then 80s for your Wednesday, and then seasonable temperatures returning as we head in throughout the rest of the week. We're tracking our first rain chance arriving by Friday, but we'll trend mostly dry as we go throughout the day on Friday as well. And now we go to your pet of the day.
Hey everybody, Tage here once again at the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society. Time again for our Pet of the Day segment. We have an adorable cat to feature today. I really love her. This right here is Gracie. She is amazing. I'm falling in love with her. She was sneezing in my arms a minute ago, and the most adorable little sneeze. Now, I'll tell you, she came in here to the shelter as a stray, and the staff doesn't know too much about her. They think she's about 7 years old, but that's just a guesstimate. They're not quite sure, but here are the things we do know. She's adorable, she's awesome, and she's so pretty. Look at those eyes, nice small little cat eyes. Very, very regal the way she's just sitting up here in my arms. If you would like to adopt Gracie, please come down here to the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society, meet her and fall in love with her, and then please take her home. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Welcome back to SoKY Sunrise. If you like to tube, if you like music, or if you like barbecue, then today's edition of Sunrise Spotlight is just for you. Joining us to talk about a wonderful event coming to Glasgow this weekend is April Russell. She is with Entertain Glasgow. It is great to have you in studio this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
All right, so I kind of alluded to all the great things you guys are bringing together,
Yes.
but I didn't say the name of the event because I want you to be able to be the one to do it. Tell me what's coming to Glasgow this weekend.
Tubes, tunes, and barbecue.
It should be a lot of fun. For those who may be unfamiliar because the event did not happen last year, but it's not a brand new event.
No.
It just got canceled last year because of COVID. Give us the overview. What is Tubes, Tunes, and Barbecue?
Sure. So the day starts around 2 o'clock. We tube down Beaver Creek from one side of the park to the other. That's a really fun event that draws a lot of people. We have inflatables for kids, lots of other kids' activities that are going to be there. We have pony rides, train rides, things like that. We have food trucks galore. And then we start music at 3 o'clock all the way till 8 o'clock. And then at dusk, we do fireworks.
This sounds like a very fun event, one that I would like to be a part of as well. But let's talk about the thing that's really exciting here, the tubing aspect of it.
Yes.
It's completely free for people in the community to come by and be able to tube down Beaver Creek. Tell me a little bit about why you wanted to provide that service to people in the community.
A lot of people in the community didn't realize we had Beaver Creek. Until they come down there, they're always like, I didn't realize this was here. People kayak down it now. We want to give people another option of entertainment in Glasgow.
Well, and you say entertainment in Glasgow, and of course the name of your organization is Entertain Glasgow. For those who might be unfamiliar with who you guys are as an organization, let's get that overview as well. How long have you guys been around, and what kind of events like this one do you guys put on?
I think this is year 5 for us. We started as a group that came together that wanted to provide events for the city, for the citizens, for the community, for the region, bring people into Glasgow to show what we have to offer, but we also want to provide events to our community for free. We want everybody to be able to enjoy things.
And I want to go back to one other thing you said. Food trucks galore.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. You said you're going to have food trucks and lots of other vendors this weekend as well in coordination with the tubing. Can you tell us, do you have any special food trucks already lined up you can kind of tease?
We don't tease any of them in particular. We'll have all different types of food. We will also have treat trucks, is what I call them, you know, your Hawaiian shaved ice, your sweets, things like that also.
Those are also very exciting. Okay,
Yes.
we haven't quite established exactly where in Glasgow this is happening, so let's get that squared away. Where can people expect to show up to if they want to be a part of this great event?
Sure. It's at Beaver Creek Park on Beaver Trail. A lot of people get those confused. There's lots of parking there, so there shouldn't be any trouble. We'll have when you tube, the one thing we missed when we tubed, let me just tell you, you go around, so you'll see a shuttle come by, so you're not walking back and forth.
Well, that's also a great service that you guys are providing. Overall, it sounds like it's going to be a great event. We are just about out of time. Before we go, though, tell me, is there a website or a social media channel people can keep up with for more information?
Entertain Glasgow on Facebook.
All right, perfect. Easy enough. April, it was great to have you on the show this morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, that was another edition of Sunrise Spotlight brought to you from the German American Bank studio. We've got more SoKY Sunrise coming up after this quick commercial break. Welcome back to SoKY Sunrise. It's time now for this week's edition of Flora's Hidden Heroes.
This woman is inspiring people in the community one book at a time. Take a look.
I'm Ashley Folks. I am the branch manager of the Bob Kirby branch of the Warren County Public Library. I love working at the library because I love to help people. I love to help people connect to books. I love particularly to help children connect to books because I was such a big reader in my childhood. If there's a book that I've read, I want to share it with them. If there's a series that they like, I want to find one that's like that. So I don't get to do that all day long, but when I get to do that, it's fabulous. As I progressed through my childhood and was able to volunteer in some of my school libraries, I saw a little bit more of what they do. And then in college, I did an internship and I thought, librarianship is where I can go and help people and have them access some of the joys of reading that I had in my youth. And so that just all fit together with my personality, and it fit what I wanted to do. I liked teaching, but I didn't really want to go into the classroom. But there are so many things that I get to do on a daily basis and teach people how to use things to make their life better. So I love it. We love connecting people with information. We love connecting people with reliable information. And whenever you see that spark go off, whether it's a book they love, or a magazine they love, or something that they've newly discovered, it's just a great feeling. And so that's a lot of why I love being a librarian. Whenever you have people come into your building and have a seamless experience of having their needs met, checking their books out and being met with a smile, being greeted with a smile, and we say goodbye with a smile, knowing that we have made the day of people all the way from senior citizens to little babies, we've done our job.
And I've done a few stories with Ashley actually during the pandemic, and this time she was just so excited that the library is now back to its full regular hours that they had before the pandemic.
She is a wonderful person. Now, if you know someone who we should recognize as a hidden hero, reach out to us by visiting WNKY.com. Now let's check in with Darius and SoKY the weather dog for a look at the forecast.
Thank you, Tate. Yeah, I'm joined with the star of the show, SoKY the weather dog. And I tell you what, it's going to be a really nice weather day to walk your dog or even go to the park, because temperatures are going to be making a run not only, well, possibly only into the 70s today. We're actually not going to be expecting those temperatures to make it into the 80s. And it's a nice, comfortable feel today because we don't have those dew points up there either. So it's going to be a nice, refreshed, cool feel today. And it's actually going to last even throughout your Wednesday. So that's how nice it's going to be for the next couple of days, as we're actually going to be seeing high pressure in control. Now, as far as what we can expect for the next several days, I'll have that coming up with the 7-day forecast coming up later in the show. Stay tuned for more. You're watching SoKY Sunrise.
Welcome back to SoKY Sunrise. It's time now for a final look at what's trending. Lexi, someone in the sports world had a big announcement yesterday, right?
That is correct. With an announcement on his Instagram page, Las Vegas Raiders defensive end Carl Nassib made NFL history yesterday.
What's up, people? I'm Carl Nassib. I'm at my house here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Just want to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I finally feel comfortable enough to get it off my chest.
Nassib is the first active NFL player to come out as gay. Several notable names from the sports world offered words of encouragement for Nassib, including NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, who said the league is, quote, proud of Carl for courageously sharing his truth. Nassib also announced he was donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project, a nonprofit organization that focuses on suicide prevention programs for LGBT youth.
And also trending, a weightlifter from New Zealand, Laurel Hubbard, will become the first transgender athlete to compete at the Olympic Games. Officials announced yesterday that Hubbard was selected by New Zealand for the women's events at the Tokyo Games. The decision is likely to fuel the debate over inclusion and fairness in sports. Hubbard will compete in the super heavyweight 87-kilogram category. Her selection was made possible by updating qualifying requirements. The 43-year-old had competed in men's weightlifting competitions before transitioning back in 2013. Some advocates for women athletes are criticizing Hubbard's selection. New Zealand Olympic officials defended the decision at a news conference yesterday.
Jeff Bezos is heading to space next month. Some people would actually like him to stay there. Several online petitions have popped up urging the Amazon CEO not to return to Earth. One on change.org has more than 46,000 signatures. It says, quote, billionaires should not exist on Earth or in space, but should they decide the latter, they should stay there. Obviously, Bezos is planning to return to Earth. He will only be in space for 11 minutes as part of the first crewed flight aboard his Blue Origin rocket, New Shepard.
When it comes to chicken wings, the prices are high and the supply is low thanks to supply chain issues. That's why a restaurant known for its wings is making a change. Wingstop says it is now selling chicken thighs along with chicken wings. The restaurant launched a virtual brand called Thigh Stop yesterday. Thigh Stop will serve crispy thighs with or without sauce and breaded boneless versions. It is digitally based. That means its products are only available on the company's website or through food delivery services like DoorDash. You can also call in and order to any participating Wingstop.
Well, that does it for trending this morning.
When we get back, Darius will have another look at your 7-day forecast. You're watching SoKY Sunrise. Welcome back. Coming up tomorrow morning on SoKY Sunrise, we'll head out to 5 broke girls in Horse-Cave to try out some home cooking, including the biggest pancake I have ever seen. That's tomorrow at 6 a.m. right here on WNKY NBC 40.
All right, everybody, let's send it over to Darius for one final look at the 7-day forecast. Darius?
Thank you, Lexi. As we're wrapping up the show today, temperatures not making a run out of the 70s. It's a nice, refreshed, cool feel out there for the next few days, but seasonable temperatures return as we head later into the week, and we're also going to be tracking the return of those rain chances showing up as we head in for your Friday. Temperatures into the mid and upper 80s throughout much of the rest of the week, but we're not expecting a total washout for either of those days. Tage and Lexi.
Thank you so much, Darius.
And thank you all at home so much for joining us this morning. We look forward to having you back with us on the show tomorrow. Everybody stay tuned. The Today Show is coming up next.